Good morning, my loyal friends and followers. This morning, I want to talk to you about inspiration and action in Gemini. Don't you like the sunrise behind me? Yesterday, I went with a friend and we watched the sunrise just near Main Beach at about 20 to 7 in the morning. Just beautiful. Nature is amazing. In the meantime, tonight we have the sun, the moon, and Venus conjunct in Gemini at 16 degrees. And Gemini energy is mutable energy. It moves quickly and often in unexpected directions. This energy field is great for any sort of activity, especially mental. So suggestions to use this energy include chatting to those who most matter to you, have or attend a party, read, write, find time to balance it all with some quiet meditation. It requires discipline, a bit tough in Gemini, but we need to do it to balance the energy. So the new moon occurs this evening, so that's Thursday evening, the 6th of June, about 11 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. Do adjust if you are living somewhere else. Mercury and Jupiter in Gemini are in a trine relationship with Pluto in Aquarius. And I'm expecting some amazing new ideas to emerge. Because Gemini energy is mutable and moves quickly and often unexpectedly. And it's really good for mental activities. It supports learning new skills, communication of all sorts, internet stuff. Gemini energy facilitates conversations and social interactions. That's why it's yes. And so how long since you had a long chat with your brother or your sister or someone who means something to you, or even your kind neighbor? Good time for doing that. It's also party time. Gemini energy loves to meet new folk and even to flirt. I have signed up to attend a gala function or a gala function on Saturday the 8th, where I expect to dress up in my finery and meet a whole load of new and young, beautiful folk, have some fun, raising funds for a charity that rescues children who are trafficked for sexual exploitation. Very sad, isn't it? So what parties are you planning or attending? Reading. Reading is amazing, and our brains are well stimulated with good books in Gemini energy. It might be a book that you actually handle, or it might be something on a device. Doesn't matter. Whatever keeps the grey matter churning. There are so many interesting things to learn. Read, stimulate and improve that mind. What about writing? If you have been intending to write a book or a blog, this is a great time to start. Your mind will be swimming with ideas. Now, to balance all that, we need to meditate for control. So while Gemini energy stimulates brain activity in a good way, it's also important to train that brain to slow down with some meditation. Find some guided meditations on YouTube, or simply give yourself time out for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes every day. Simply sit in a quiet, comfortable place, close your eyes, and just observe your thoughts. Allow them to be like clouds in the sky, just passing through. What about healthcare in Gemini energy? So be careful of your hands and arms and shoulders as you engage in manual tasks. Also, with the flu season imminent, hay fever, asthma, and lung infections are health issues that are possibilities more likely at this time than others. Watch out for these health issues and remember to take your vitamin C supplements and others. Plenty of clean water and rest also helps. So, where in your chart is Gemini? What effect do you think this new moon will have on you? In the heavens, there is also a strong supportive sextile indicating physical healing between the stellium, it's 3 planets in Gemini, and Chiron, the wounded healer, conjunct Hygeia in Aries. So 3 planets in Gemini and sextile Aries energy. The asteroid Hygeia symbolizes holistic well-being, and in astrology governs the principles of health and healing. Did you know in ancient times, Hygeia's sanctuaries were renowned for wellness of the body, the mind, and the soul? Do watch your words. Remember that words have energy. Choose your words wisely. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Do I really need to say that? Is it helping anybody? Is it helping anybody? So what about the focus on communication? So whereas the focus in Taurus has been on survival needs, the body, agriculture and food and so on, when the sun moves into a Gemini energy, when the sun moves into Gemini, the energy is focused on sharing ideas and communicating with each other. And as Jupiter has also moved into Gemini, supporting abundant new ideas in communication, I would like to think that we can look forward to some new channels of communication in the internet that are not constrained by monopolistic interests, which censor our individual expression. Jupiter does encourage us to broaden our social networks and expand our thinking in all directions. The flip side, of course, is that we can be absolutely overloaded with stuff coming in from everywhere. And we really need to discern what is of value. What do I really need to know? Do I need to know that? No. And work out what's it worth our time and energy to follow up and investigate further. Now, while the energy around us now is different to what it was 12 years ago, consider what was happening in your life then in relation to expansion of communication in your life. It could, because Jupiter has a 12-year cycle. What was it doing for you last time it was in Gemini? As my ascendant is in Gemini, I can look forward to some expansion in personal opportunities when Jupiter moves past 23 degrees later this year. It was just 11 years ago that I moved to the Gold Coast, and many opportunities emerged for me. Again, where is Gemini in your chart? I want to talk a little bit about the energy of the Earth. And in this Gemini time of many ideas, I'm finding Pam Gregory's YouTube videos very interesting. She talks to Rory Duff about his work in geobiology and the ley lines of the Earth. I'll put the reference below in the notes. Rory is expecting waves of galactic energy to keep impacting the Earth to support the transformation of humanity. Now, this might be stressful to consider, But understand that the energy that supports humanity has enough intelligence to allow those waves to impact in small, maybe imperceptible doses, so we can cope with a constant change. Rory also sees that the energy of those key lines, or those ley lines, will be lined up harmoniously in 2026. Now, that is a happy thought. If we are surrounded by happy energy, we are likely to feel happy and be happy. Wouldn't that be amazing? Another thought that's come up is about the notion that as humans, we are about to undergo metamorphosis, like the caterpillar, not just evolution, but metamorphosis. In one of her videos, again, the reference in the notes, Pam talks about how the metamorphosis occurs in a caterpillar when the number of cells that create a butterfly multiply enough to outnumber the cells that make a caterpillar. And presto, out flies a newly transformed creature. All good. But I understand the butterfly then has a short life. Is that good? What do you think? In this time of amazing new ideas, I was sent a reference to this amazing video. Again, I put the reference in the notes where Salim Ismail talks about his expectations of what life might be like with AI. Now, it's a 3-hour video, and I certainly don't expect or recommend you watch all of it at once, but, small bites, and it's quite interesting. It made me think about possibilities and what would we do? What would I do? So may I suggest you take time and have a look? It certainly provides food for conversation. Salim has interesting thoughts about power, electricity, and oil, and how newer technologies could adjust our needs and expectations. He talks about it particularly at a 1 hour and 11-minute point in that video. And he claims as the cost of energy reduces, and there are power sources out there we have not yet been allowed to access, but as the cost of this energy access reduces, it will affect everything in our lives. As everything, like transportation reduces, transportation costs reduce, the energy needed to freeze and keep our food cool, the cost of that will reduce. The cost of keeping our homes warm will reduce. So how is it going to affect us? How is it going to affect what we do with our money? And maybe folk need to consider how much energy our income is purchasing. It's quite a different way of considering how our income relates to our expenses at the moment. And so in some ways, this is Uranus in Taurus, but Uranus is new technologies working with Taurus earth-based energies. What do you think? Feet, let me know what you think. Is it preposterous or is it worth discussing? Now, a flying car. Have you dreamt about flying a car? I have. I was very excited to read recently about a flying car in Japan. I've heard over the last year at least 2 reports of available landing spaces or suitable landing spaces being made ready for these new machines. And I posted this little bit on Facebook on the 20th of May. Some years ago, before the drama of the last 5 years, I would go on my summer holiday and I would hire a car from Melbourne. I don't do that anymore. Often they would allocate me a car with a Queensland registration. I used to joke that it was a flying car. But you know what? Flying cars are now a reality. Check out the story from Japan today. Again, I've put the reference in the notes. about a flying car. And the picture shows that it resembles a big drone in many ways. And solar panels, it's quite interesting. And if you check on Google for flying cars, there are quite a number of different images, different ideas. So what do you think? Would you fly/drive a flying car? You probably will need a pilot's license, I would think. Interesting to thought, isn't it? Or is it a bit like Wilbur Smith flying the first aeroplane? Now, earlier in the year, I was privileged to be invited to attend a retreat for older women. And the ladies, the grandmothers, the three grandmothers who organised this retreat, are organising another retreat for older women, and they've called it Blossoming Over 55 Retreat. And they've asked me to conduct a yoga program at this retreat. Now, this event is unique in that it is specially aimed at the mature women. Love you to join us if you fit that demographic. And please review the details that I've noted below and connect directly with Connie or Sunda to book your place. And I'll put those references in the notes. So the blurb around it is the Blossoming Beyond 55 retreat is designed specifically for mature women to cater for their unique needs and desires in their golden years. This retreat will provide a rejuvenating escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, a tranquil environment where you can unwind, reflect, and connect with like-minded individuals. At this retreat, there will be a diverse range of activities tailored to promote holistic well-being, from gentle yoga and meditation to nature walks and creative workshops, and lots of opportunities for self-discovery and personal growth. So this retreat is between the 5th and the 8th of December 2024 at the Springbrook Theosophical Society Retreat Centre. The cost is $740 if you pay before October the 1st. Otherwise, it's $790. I've put the notes below how you can contact Connie or Sunda to pay up and reserve your place. They are offering full board and accommodation in individual rooms with vegetarian breakfast, lunch and dinner and morning and afternoon teas. Sounds like a wonderful experience. So love to see you there. Please make the contact if you're interested, and share. Who do you know who may be interested in joining us? There's limited places. We can't go for hundreds. There's only limited places. So do look out for it. Now, in this time of all sorts of scattered energy, are you still doing some yoga or some practice, some health practice? I encourage you to keep up your yoga and some sort of aerobic exercise. It might be walking, running, biking, hiking, cycling, and so on, swimming. It's tempting in the cold in the southern hemisphere to huddle inside and stay warm. But you do your body a service by putting on some warm clothes and stepping out into the chill to just move the body. You don't need reminding that when you move, you have the opportunity to practice your expansive breathing and stimulate the oxygenation of your body. Your blood circulates better and you can feel amazing. Gemini energy will want you to move. So really exploit this energy. Have some fun with music and dancing. We've got Cooley Rocks this weekend, and there's lots of fun things happening this weekend of June the 8th, 9th and 10th at Coolangatta. Lots of rock and roll, old vehicles, vintage vehicles on display. Bit of fun. If you're local, go along and check it out. But in the meantime, if you need some yoga, pardon me, do check out my Yoga in Gemini class, because remember, anything that's on YouTube, you can do at any time, at any place, when it works for you. Even more important than the yoga and the movement is breathing. The yoga postures with which most of us are familiar are only a small part of what it really means to practice yoga. For me, one of the most important aspects of yoga is breathing correctly. I teach breathing at every class. You may either be very proficient at this breathing technique or keen to expand your repertoire. I'm keen to share with you many more breathing techniques, including useful information about breathing per se and its value in keeping us healthy and well. This would be a short program to be conducted on Zoom over a 4-week period, 2 half-hour sessions a week at 7 o'clock in the morning. So please let me know if you're interested. I would love to host you and teach you how to breathe, give you other techniques and support your optimum health. But I need people, otherwise it's not worthwhile. So that's all I have for today with Gemini. Enjoy the energy, enjoy the stimulation, the abundance and the ideas. Remember to stay focused, challenging that energy. And until next time, stay well and healthy. Bye for now.